Well, I started working when I was about 13. I used to, in my school holidays, to go down and try and earn the odd shilling. My great uncles paid me a shilling an hour, and I used to pull up the turf. It was for fuel, and they put it out flat. When the top and the front was dry, and you turn it over so that the rest of it would dry. I left Clifton College when I was 16 and a half, went to work. I went to the Broomfield site, and Father dropped me at the gate, and he said, "Get it and run it, son." He said, "All you got to do is just put it in a book what goes out the gate." I used to jump on the loco and go out. We had 2-foot tracking. Used to go out on the trucks to where they were filling the trolleys, and if they went full by the time I got there, I used to give them a hand to fill them and then come back in again. And by driving on the front of the loco, I could put sand down. Instead of pulling 6 trucks, I could put 12 in, and the thing would grip on it. And then I built, extended the factory. We had to build, had to pack stuff for America. It was packed in polythene bags. And I'd no sooner finished the factory. It was an acre factory I built and increased the number of mills and things. The night I finished it, it burnt down, a whole lot. Well, I built this factory at Shapwick out of scrap iron from Thomas's in Wells. I did it so you could tip the trolleys in. When I was building it, Father came along and said, "What are you doing it? What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to tip the trolleys in there." He said, "You can't do that." I said, "Father, bugger off for a month and come back again." And as I said, that's the Broomfield site there. And that's the whole factory I built after the fire. Put 2,000 tons of stone underneath it. It was a worked out peat bog. And that was the first packing machine we did for the polythene bags. I designed that one. I dreamt it up one night, and it had a lorry half shaft here, which when you put your foot on the ground, it contacted and sent the thing spinning. And this screw here delivered the peat, and that had a variable speed motor on it. And so you could get it right, but they were filled by volume and not by weight. But we had to still keep it down to half hundredweight. That's the original brochure for peat. I don't know what year that was. Before I was born. There's some of the original peat. That's when we put it in polythene bags to start with. I was very lucky, really. A bloke came along one day to me and said, "Oh," he said, "I can produce coloured printed bags for the same price as plain bags." So of course we were well in it then, but we started packing all the grower stuff. But what I got the marketing people to do was to reduce the size down to 100 litres. One, it was a lot easier for us to lift them, and of course the polythene bags would hold 100 litres rather than 100 weight. That's inside one of the factories there, the conveyors and all the bags being stored up. It was very annoying. My boss, he lost the marketing side, and so all he had me underneath him and nobody else to report to. So I said, "Well, you better take on the dispatch side to keep you occupied." So he did, but the trouble was he had the mail twice a day. So when he got the lunchtime mail, he wanted to open it, and if there were any juicy orders there, he wanted to get them out the same day. Of course, when you're producing, say, 25 different products, so you've got to swap the machines over all the time. There are lots of bits and pieces kind of thing which you didn't have too much in stock. And if you had to keep turning the machines over, you lost a lot of time. The blokes lost their bonuses at the time. So what I used to do, I used to come back in the evening and work with the tractor drivers who've been sat on their asses all day doing this kind of thing, and get them to run a production line, and between, between 6 o'clock and midnight. And we used to put all the stuff alongside the belt, the half underweights, which was the biggest amount of bags that went out in a day. So all we had to do is whack them back on again. So I said to him, right, if you push anything in after we've done the day's schedule, I said, I'll stop the night shift. So I had to control him a bit. My brother he was at Bristol University at the time, and he used to take over during the vac and sub for me. And he forgot, when coming across the crossing with the train, that the 9 o'clock train hadn't gone through. It was misty, and it hit the little loco and went in the rain. Luckily, nobody was hurt. But there's the loco that went in the rain. The trouble was it stalled on the track. They wouldn't let us cut into the rails to let the flange through. So the flange used to go bump, 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 and sometimes it would stall the engine, and that's what happened. That's some of the storage sheds that we used to use. They were Air Force sheds that we bought after the war. And also, you can see the metal plates. I expect you find some on the area now and again, that Air Force tracking plates that they use for making roadways. I use them for building trolleys. In 1961, Feistons bought us out. So I was made works manager then. And I stayed there until I was 49. And decided they were paying me peanuts, so I decided to go off and paddle my own canoe. And so I then did consultancy work for a German company in Ireland and another one in Liverpool. And I started buying and selling peat. And I got an agent who would go around England selling the peat. And I sold peat myself to big garden centres and growers and things like that. And I used to import that straight from Ireland, loose. Well, when the peat's dug out, it's dug out, and that's it. They've opened up a lot more in Sharpham, and basically, as long as they use the land for lakes or something afterwards, the planning people would give them some more land, but I don't think there's an awful lot left. The fact that they've turned them into lakes and passed the 2,000 acres over to the Somerset, whatever it is, I think it's certainly made a lot of difference.